My way or the highway. Maybe you're finding yourself stubborn. Maybe you are finding out you're stubborn. Maybe you're finding out like how to work with your stubbornness a little bit more. How to loosen your grips on something. Recently been finding I've been finding the devil popping up everywhere. Now that sounds weird, but the tarot card specifically and like what it signifies, I've been seeing that a lot. It's a bad rap, doesn't it? But can be very divine. Okay, it can also show where our loyalty lies, right? Oh, it's not too loud. Limp Bizkit, My Way. But yeah, it can show where our loyalties are, and that's not a bad thing. We have, it's good to have loyalty. That's not a bad thing to have loyalty, right? But what are you loyal to? Do you betray yourself in what you are loyal to? Are you, yeah. Just start to like loyal to the path. Everyone's on one. But what kind of path though? Loyal to which kind of path? The energy is getting momentum is at the bottom. I chose this Moonology. I don't know, it's kind of funny. Also recently, a lot of people are like, when was the full moon? Where was the full moon? And I'm finding myself, I guess I have to be a little bit more loyal if I say that, you know, this is what I'm about or whatever. And then when people just in my work or wherever that just kind of know that I am into that kind of stuff, like, then they ask me and I'm like, I don't know. I forgot. I totally forgot. When was the full moon? I don't know. Like, I kind of, you're right. I do kind of feel. So sometimes that happens. Like, I'm not expecting someone to come out and ask me that. And I'm like, oh, actually, you know, I do know the answer to that. But when I'm put on the spot sometimes, I can kind of, sometimes it shocks me by who is asking me about it. Sometimes it shocks me. I'm like, oh, okay, you're paying attention, huh? All right, well, I'm not. I lost it. I don't know. Let's Google it together. A time to give rather than take is there. Do I want to pull out any card? I don't feel like I actually want to pull out any cards. Just want to kind of touch them, I guess. Conclusions are within reach. But where can you give a little bit? Where you're being a little bit stubborn on something? That was a primary download there. Bad Company, but it's the Five-Finger Death Punch vision. I'm pretty loyal to those guys. I know a lot of people don't like them, but I really like Five-Finger Death Punch. I keep seeing that sun card, like kind of following. I wanted to say like your true north there, but you know how sunflowers, they go towards the sun. That was something else that was coming through, actually. I was playing around in my garden, and I accidentally planted sunflower seeds, okay? I had the little shepherd's hook things, and I had a bird feeder on there, and I don't know if I did it or a bird did it or whatever. I know whenever I was feeling it, I made a mess. But, and then I moved it to a different place. And I have a palette. I know I planted green beans. I know I did that. And I know from years past, I've planted peppers. I've planted cucumbers. I've planted strawberries. Different kinds of peppers. Squash, maybe even. I think I'd maybe try to squash there. But just different things over there. So I didn't know what was weeds and what was going to be a plant. I do have more peppers coming that I did not plant this year, so I'm excited to see that. Cucumbers I don't think are over there. I've never had luck with cucumbers, ever. Green beans are doing great. And then I found something. I was like, what is this? Sunflowers. Accidentally planted sunflowers there. So, and you can see it's like going towards the sun and everything and how they're turning. And in 2 days, like one was open. I don't know. It was a cool transformation to watch. Where was I going with that? Oh, being accidentally planted. Okay, like the power of our choices, the power of our decisions. Okay? Where are you planted right now, and what are you doing with that? For one, that's there. What are you doing with where you are planted? Okay. And then you might feel that you were accidentally placed somewhere. What do you do with that now? Well, be the best that you can. Be the best that you can. It's kind of, you know. I think I brought that up in a recent reading, like learning what you can with where you are at. I'm seeing the 7 of Wands. Still this dang stubbornness. Is it a good stubbornness? A stubbornness to walk away from things that are not for you? Leaving things where they lie? Possibly. Let's get into it a little bit more. Like, is that where the stubbornness is coming from? Like, I'm kind of getting that image of the wildflower growing in concrete, you know? But also tending to your garden. There's a message in that. Tending to your garden, no matter where it's at, where you're at, whatever. Tending to your own garden. 5 of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. Queen of Swords. Am I taking these in reverse? No. 10 of Swords. There is some stubbornness. But a healthy stubbornness. That picking out what you're loyal to. You're loyal to your truth. No matter what other truths are being projected toward you, stabbed into you. Hey, think this way. No, I want you to do that. No, I want you to do that. No, do this. No, I need you to do that. Or whatever is trying to like take away from your single truth here. Well, not single truth. God, there's so many truths that can exist at the same time. I don't know. We have the Son of Cups, the Knight of Cups, and the 3 of Cups here. I meant to say like the Sun or the Knight of Cups. In this deck, it's a Sun. But that would be the Knight of Cups to the 3 of Cups. What's going on there? Paramour. Crush, crush, crush. There lies your little spies. Truth in their lies, you little spies. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Crush is what I'm thinking. Like, this over here seems like a relationship kind of deal. I don't know if that's you. It looks like someone trying to deal with more than one person. Like, immature with their emotions, possibly. Give me something on this Knight of Cups. Well, come on, let's play. Now, there's a lot of growth there. Jesus. Wowza. 10 of Cups and 10 of Pentacles. And the High Priestess going on there. Woo! Woo! Yeah. Picking the path and sticking with it. We have the Daughter of Cups came out, okay? So the Page and the Knight here. It's just giving me like an immature, not really knowing how to foster your own cup of emotions, okay? Or maybe not knowing how to foster other people's emotions. You didn't really grasp that, possibly? With this one, I'm seeing, you know, like how you see yourself, okay? You see the reflection that's going on signified here in the water. But it's like the chakras, it's more of the aura, the energy is what I'm getting with that. This reflection you had to go within, or you need to go within, whatever. Those colors are like coming out of the cup, okay? Knowing how to, this is trying to figure out how to be protective of your energetic cup there. Because it just seems like it's being evaporated. It's just being taken. That could be that 3 of cups. That could be outside people. I feel like they're shitting in the cups. You know what I'm saying? Like they're right over and they're just crapping all in the cups. They're, the people that are around you that aren't really taking your cups seriously. Okay. I've never said that about this card. I feel like they're just shitting in your cup. I've never said that before. And this is like that healthy selfishness, okay? Like covering up the cups. Like, nope. Stop crapping in my cups. Stop that. Very interesting. Okay. We have the Ace of Wands here as well. So, some sort of new path. I'm seeing this. Son of Pentacles here. Or Knight of Pentacles. Moving towards something of stability. But maybe you already have a feeling that it's going to create that tower. Or you're walking away from a tower. You know, I'm not sure if you know that you're walking towards a tower. That takes courage. Towers are not bad things. It gets rid of things that, you know, are not solid. It gets rid of those things so you can repair, rebuild, do something different from that, okay? Changing a situation. You find some things out. Those lightning bolts. You get more information on situations. But are you walking away from being more like headstrong in, okay, I'm headed this way. Here we go. Or walking towards, it still takes courage either way. Walking towards like, okay, I know that this is, I'm gonna find something in this tower moment. Yeah, with the 5 of Cups there and the Father of Cups. 5 of Cups is like that crying over spilled milk energy. Also, to note, we've had the 3, 4, 5 of Cups out here. Whatever. 3, 4, 5. That progression. There's learning. There's growth happening here. Is this an ad or what is this? Oh. No, what's it? All My Life. Falling in Reverse and Jelly Roll. I haven't heard that song. I'm going to have to go back and listen to that. Lollipop. He's so sweet. Now let lick the wrapper. Alrighty. But then we see this 10 of Cups. That huge jump. Alright. I feel like you're having to be loyal and a little bit stubborn when it comes to this tower. The 3 of Pentacles. Again, something with like the company that you keep. I know the Bad Company song was on. Maybe you're realizing who is shitting in your cups, you know? Learning who to protect yourself from, how to protect yourself from other people. In a graceful manner, because swans are very graceful, right? In a graceful manner, learning you know, you don't have to fight. You don't have to yell. You don't have to whatever. You have to remove yourself. You can remove yourself. And if you can't remove yourself from certain people, you learn how to work with it a little bit more. You learn that you can't just fight. You can't, like, some people are, they just are. It's a new way of understanding where they're coming from. That's what I'm getting. Okay, so this guy, yeah. Damn. Are you loyal to change? Are you loyal to change? Are you ready to get in there, alright? And change something up, dude. 2 of Pentacles. Which way are we gonna go? This is kind of like the juggling energy. What's gonna be behind that? The freaking moon. You can't see all the details, though. You really can't. Hangman, different perspective. The Temperance. Jesus Christ. And that 5 of Cups again. There's a balancing happening here. I don't know if, like, maybe you've been doing some shadow work or something, and you're, like, learning how to integrate your shadow a little bit more. How to work with your shadow, how to understand your triggers, how to understand yourself on a deeper level is helping you to understand other people and where they're at and what their darknesses are. And, like, I'm getting, you might even be able to be like, oh, that person's like, yeah, they're triggered right now. It's cool. And it's not a judgment thing. It's just an observation. You're observing more so you know how to react better. And do I like that? Is that true? Is that true? Learning how to observe better. You can understand more. Make better judgments about what's going on with you. Look at all those birds. They're shitting all over the place. And, like, no. Not like a god, though. Because I don't want you to get some kind of god complex going on here. That's not good. I don't want you to get a... Let's get some more insights here on this Judgment card to kind of help me to steer you away from a god complex, because I just kind of, whatever, I'm like, yeah, observing more so you can make better judgments or whatever. I get that's not necessarily bad, but not judgments. I don't know. I've always been fascinated with, maybe we could get an archetype card. But at the bottom, the creator there. Being one with creator. Not above, but one with creator. So some that I'm going to, have aside here are some of, like, mine that I need to write them down, and I haven't wrote them down. So I'm going to tell you what these are, and they're going to be out of the deck while I shuffle the deck, okay? Femme Fatale, or Fatale, however you say that. Mother, Scribe, Gambler, Don Juan, Avenger, Servant, and Healer. So, those are the ones that are going to be out of the deck. I don't know if you want me to read one of those or whatever, you feel into that. Cool. The Rebel. Again, the stubborn energy. Okay. The light attributes are challenges authority to affect social change, rejects spiritual systems that do not serve inner needs. The shadow attribute rejects legitimate authority out of anger, rebels out of peer pressure or fashion. Okay, so that's there. We have gossip at the bottom and judge. Thank you. Thank you, Spirit. All right. Awakens consideration for the feelings of others, honoring trust. Thrives on the power of passing on private or secret information, betraying confidences. Okay. Maybe you're being entrusted with something, and can you trust yourself to keep that? I don't know. Judge. Balancing justice and compassion, managing the fair distribution of power. Shadow attributes, offering only destructive criticism, misusing business, legal, or criminal authority. Okay, so, yeah. Ooh, my immortal. I'm so tired of being here. We're going away from that. Simple Man. Leonard Skinner. Nope. What? It's actually not that song. Saliva Always. Cool. Alright, so Rebel and Gossip. Ooh. Sorry, I kind of got lost. I was with the music. The Rebel and Gossip. Something was coming through on... there could be an aspect of, like, people talking about you being a rebel. Talking about you being a little bit indifferent. Why is that person? They don't have a tree house. They just have some pillows and a tree. What? Like, maybe the way that you are doing something is getting people gossiping about you, possibly. And you can feel that energetically. You can feel that stuff. But there's that need to protect your energy. Your 7th chakra, crown chakra, meditation and silence. I sit still in meditation regularly as I know there is power in silence. I seek out stillness during some part of every day. In the silence, I am open to receive without asking and without expectation. In the silence, I will hear and see the truth. Rest, tranquility, and peace are rejuvenating my spirit. Miraculous emotional, mental, and physical healings are available when I am open to receive. Okay, so closing off to possibly gossip. I mean, this can signify that, is a gossipy kind of card, right? The mass is gathering together and chirping. Okay, so that could be that closed off, but you don't want to close off to everything. You don't want to isolate completely. You're wanting to build connections, foster connections that... So, like, ask about that. All right? Talking in that stillness, talking and getting those downloads, asking, but making yourself available to receive, too. Because, again, it's something with... Where'd that 10 of Swords go? Like, the Swords deals with the mind, all right? It can deal with how we talk, the thoughts that we have and stuff. So if you're getting and accepting everyone else's thoughts and opinions about you and whatnot, you're cooked. You're cooked. Okay? So seeing your own truth. Being discerning. No, stop shitting in my cup. It's a good use of Rebel, but it's not you being better, like you're over them or whatever. Everybody, again, the path thing. We're all on different paths. It's just a path. They're just on a path. I don't know. You're on a different path. All right. 5th chakra, 3rd chakra. Connect with spirit. I develop a quiet mind that allows me to tune in and get in touch with my higher self or my spirit. I listen for the guidance that is there waiting for me to hear. I'm open to the truth and I welcome spiritual inspiration from others. Spiritual inspiration from others. That's what you will allow. I will benefit greatly by practicing meditation and stillness. I ask for inner guidance to assist me in getting more in touch with my spirit. I know that if I ask for guidance, it will be given, and that's literally what I was just saying. And then we have patience is at the bottom too. So, if you are in a sense of isolation and whatnot, be patient. I feel like that's what that is asking, okay? Be patient. Things are coming together. Saw the indecisions card, that Two of Pentacles, and the energy coming back out. But I really do enjoy that about them, and I enjoy that about them, and I enjoy, but then there's some like huge blaring negative that you're like, yeah, but all of this, you know? There's a breadcrumby energy too. And let's come in there. We have Cornucopia and Caring Connections showing. Ooh, What It's Like, Everlast. One of my favorite songs. Say he's one. Say to worry about a thing, baby doll. I'm the man you've been dreaming of. Oh God, I've got to stop doing that. The music with the readings, it gets me so off, but the cards don't. Thanks, Spirit. The 7th chakra is showing itself there again, so double confirmation, or freaking triple confirmation, I don't know. A lot of confirmation with your 7th chakra. Wow. Appreciation and all tied up. You need a strategy to get yourself unbound. Okay, that's that devil energy kind of coming up. What are you bound to? What's making you feel all tied up and bound in this like one way of being, this one way of thinking, this one way of operating? You need a different strategy. Maybe appreciation is the strategy. Possibly. Door to Spirit. We have the 1st chakra, the root chakra, showing itself too. I don't know, something like, what are you rooted in? What are you loyal to? You can, I don't know. It says journaling. Oh no, it says journal log. Journal log, sorry. So maybe journaling. Writing down what you're appreciative for. Appreciative of. God. He used to get fat stacks out on the corner with drugs. He like to hang out, leave, like get shit face and keep Alright, we have envy here, okay? So don't get caught up in comparing yourself and being envious of others. That's one. And then like how to deal with the envious people in your life. I want to get a little bit more on that. And freaking patience again. Jesus. That's cool. Alright, show us something on this envy. I don't know if I want to use this deck. Show something on this envy. Conditioning. And Thunderbolt is at the bottom, which would signify that tower. But this is the personal tower. You see the people falling away? Like, ooh, I've hit a new stage. I'm sorry. You can't work here anymore. You can't do this anymore. This isn't going to operate with what I got going on. You know? That's like setting the boundaries and everything. Or whatever it means to you. Okay? That's what it means to me. Alright. Conditioning. Again, I found this deck at a Goodwill close to my house. And it was missing some of the cards, so I drew my own. There's my lion. It has such a... It's Creed Clock. It has such a person face. I think it's supposed to be a lion. Oh gosh. Now I have to find it. Oh, Conditioning and Thunderbolt is actually next to each other. That's cool. Alright, this card recalls an old Zen story about a lion who was brought up by sheep and who thought he was a sheep until an old lion captured him and took him to a pond where he showed him his own reflection. That's what I was talking about. Okay. Many of us are like this lion. The image we have of ourselves comes not from our own direct experience, but from the opinions of others. A personality imposed from the outside replaces the individuality that could have grown from within. We become just another sheep in the herd, unable to move freely and unconscious of our own true identity. It's time to take a look at your own reflection in the pond and make a move to break out of whatever you have been conditioned by others to believe about yourself. Dance, run, jog, do gibberish, whatever is needed to wake up the sleeping lion within. So, yeah, apparently all of these little black dots are representing the sheep that are around this lion. Damn, dude, that's so cool. She's like a motherfucker. That's awesome. Alright. The card shows a tower being burned, destroyed, blown apart. A man and a woman are leaping from it, not because they want to, but because they have no choice. In the background is a transparent meditative figure representing the witnessing consciousness. You might be feeling pretty shaky right now, as if the earth is rocking beneath your feet. Your sense of security is being challenged, and the natural tendency is to try to hold on to whatever you can. But this inner earthquake is both necessary and tremendously important. If you allow it, you will emerge from the wreckage stronger and more available for new experiences. After the fire, the earth is replenished. After the storm, the air is clear. Try to watch the destruction with detachment, almost as if it were happening to somebody else. Say yes to the process by meeting it halfway. Okay. Alright, I'm just going to end it with one of the messages of light. No. We're going to do all. I'm going to do these. Let's get something from this. The angel answers. Those two cards just like summed up everything. I should have just used that deck. Would have been a lot shorter, huh? Too many. Nah, let's do it. Harmony and resolution. Okay, where can you find harmony and balance with others? Okay, where can you find a solution, a resolution? Yeah, that meeting the halfway. All right, signs and reminders here. Clear, cancel, and release. Take charge and action. Forgiveness and understanding. Openness is at the bottom, being able to receive. Open yourself up. I reap what I sow. Today I remember that all I think and all I do will come back to me in some way. I understand that I reap the fruits of what I sow and fill my life with thoughts and deeds of abundance, light, and love. I sow these seeds knowing I will harvest the greatest of riches. Tending to your garden. Attaining peace. Today I turn within to find the source of my experiences. There I find the peace that comes from seeking truth. I understand that the riches I discover within myself have a greater value than all the wealth of the outside world. Step by step, I continue my spiritual quest. Little by little, I free myself, rising even higher and attaining true inner peace. Growing. Today, I understand that I am here to learn, to discover, and grow. When I nourish myself with my inner light, my inner divinity grows. When I study the messages that life brings me, I am improved in the eyes of God. When I strike a balance between the material and spiritual worlds, I am freed of inner conflicts. In these ways, I grow my own soul. I connect with heaven. 7th chakra, baby. 7th chakra. Alright, today I turn inwards and connect with the heavens within. From this place of peace, I can see that a situation I have resented is actually an ideal opportunity to work on my inner self. I understand that such experiences are necessary for my growth. Thus, I accept such situations and now live each day in serenity. Alright, I hope that was helpful. I love you guys. I'll see you later. Bye. What song are we ending on? Better than me, hinder. Don't compare yourself.